You guys ready to find out how I can afford to have 2 wives? Make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Me Bae and J, and thank you for joining us for another episode. This time we're talking about how I can afford to have 2 wives.
So, all right, y'all, we're going to jump right into it. Letitia, talk with the people, talk with the Tripod fam a little bit about how we handle our finances.
Yes, so as Heather likes to call me, I am both Peter and Paul.
She's Peter and Paul.
I like to think of it as like a CFO, really. So all the money comes through me, and if you need money, you come through me as well. So for us, at the beginning of the year, we look at all of our household expenses, and then based on what the salary is of each person is responsible for a percentage of those household bills. So I get that money monthly, and I pay, the water bill, the light bill, the tuition for kids, for daycare, groceries, anything like that. Now, if there is something that you would like, and it's, maybe it's shoes or it's makeup or you want to do something, then that is typically your own money. You would use that. When we go out to eat, when we have trips, if we're doing anything with the 3 of us, we have a card that we share, and we put those expenses on those cards, on that card, and it's divided by 3 evenly. Yeah. So whatever that is, whatever that happens to be, if we go to dinner on a Friday night, we divide it by 3, and then everybody pays me, and it goes back into whatever account that it needs to go in. For me, I have a very nice spreadsheet that not necessarily that Heather can always follow, but I have a very nice spreadsheet. And I have all my different accounts. If you owe me $20 and you owe me $5, you can't give me $25. You have to give me 20 with a note what the 20 is for, and 5 with the note what the 5 is for, and then I will distribute it into the appropriate account, because I can't do, the total doesn't work for me.
And I have money that is consistently coming from all streams, because Letitia has one job.
Yeah.
One job, and when she's finished, she's finished.
Yeah.
She doesn't do any side jobs or anything extra. We have about 8 businesses between the 3 of us. So Letitia does play a role in like our businesses, but we have, as entrepreneurs, about 8 businesses between the 2 of us that we're consistently working on, as well as the value that I provide to other companies and organizations that also pay me. So I make sure I give Letitia the very specific agreed upon amount from the end of the year for household bills. Yeah. And then the rest of it is separate. There's some in a business account, and then there's some that I say, just keep this in that account, and that way I can do what I want with it.
Miscellaneous account.
Yeah. I love currency. The idea of currency, that money is currency, and it should flow from one thing to the next very purposefully, and that always throws Letitia off. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, no, I got this money like this way, so I want to take it, and I want to spend that specific amount on this. And she's like, wait, what? So now we've gotten to a place where the goal is, whenever I give her whatever these ideas are that I have of how I want the currency to flow, I need to email her so that we have something in writing to go back to as a reminder for what I said I was doing with whatever that was.
Because she has lots of ideas.
Lots.
She loves to do things.
Yes.
And I'm much more like, no, what is it for?
Yeah.
Do you need it today? Okay, because then that means I need to go make a withdrawal. Like, I need, and I like, if it's $106.12, it's $106.12. I can find any cent when I'm balancing, my spreadsheet.
I definitely am not going to find a cent. I'm much more of, this came from birth work.
Yeah.
So I want to put it back to birth work. So don't put it with any other funds. I don't have anything I want to do with it right now, but I know that something will come up for birth work. And that's what that's for.
And that's on the spreadsheet. I put it into a separate account so that it's never confused. And so if it's $3,000, it says $3,000 Heather's birth work. Yeah. And then she knows to come to me, and if she needs to buy something for birth work, she has to specify. Yeah. I need this for birth work. Because if she doesn't, I have lots of other accounts I can pull the money from. Yes. But if you want it to come from that $3,000, she knows she has to be very specific that that's what that's for.
Yep. I like to label them.
Jeffy, what do you do?
This all sounds exhausting. And I am so happy. I don't really have to deal with any of this kind of stuff. All I do is swipe cards. Ask permission and swipe cards.
Yeah.
And sometimes not ask permission
And sometimes-
and
and
swipe cards.
sometimes get in
not
trouble.
Yes.
They don't know how much all this stuff costs. They have no idea.
You know, when you make money outside of what has to go directly to Letitia, he's keeping it because he be buying all this stuff. You got clothes, you know, he be buying all this stuff. So
I keep some of it.
yeah. Well, first of all, Letitia gets anything that Jeff is coming here. It goes straight to Letitia. And actually at this point, most of what is coming in for me, I just let it go to Letitia because she's gonna put it in the account where it belongs, so I don't really have to worry about that. It's so crazy that I'm the treasurer for an organization.
Right.
And that I produce large-scale budgets for
Literally.
clients, but I do not do the budgeting in this house. So one of the other questions was like, how are large purchases handled?
Yeah.
If it's a specific large purchase, we've probably been talking about it.
Mhm.
Like if it's a couch, if it's a light fixture, if it's something big. If it-
Landscaping.
Yeah.
Something
Now
in
we
the
surprised
house.
Letitia with the car twice.
Yeah.
Was it twice?
It was
What?
twice. It was the black. It was
Black
the black
Prius.
one.
I remember the Black Prius.
And then wasn't it the
It
Highlander?
was the Highlander. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe that was.
I feel like you didn't really know that we were getting the
Yeah.
Highlander, and we went and got it. So Jeff and I are able to do some stuff without Letitia.
They scheme. They
But
scheme.
mostly she is
Yeah.
on it when it comes to that. So yeah, so just, you know, things like that. If we want to put a fence up, if we
Yeah.
want to, you know, redecorate a room, if I want to travel, you know, those are things that are going to not be in the family purchases because the family things and finances that Letitia really deals with is what we know is our monthly income and outgo, very specifically.
Yeah.
How do you guys deal with finances? You know, how does that go in your family? Because we all know that it can be such a point of contention
Yeah.
in relationships.
Yep. So you're just always confident every time you swipe a card. Like you never think about it. You just be like, I need this. I'm gonna swipe the card for it, and you never wonder like.
I mean, sometimes I ask you.
Sometimes. But
Yeah, if it's like too big of a purchase, yeah. Sometimes I'll ask you and be like, hey, listen, can I get this?
He's definitely not making no big purchase without asking.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't trying
But
to get in
otherwise,
trouble.
you just swipe it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just swipe it.
Nobody goes to the bank. It's like everything is deposited
Everything,
by
yeah.
the phone.
Right.
You know, so when I think about
Transfers.
people, you know, like you see in movies and it's dramatic. You know, somebody goes and takes all the money out of the bank or
Yeah.
they've invested this and all of this and then they come home and tell their partner, we'd be like, oh, no.
You know, and I think we also have to touch on how much trust that means that we have between each other.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because
fair.
we're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars
Yeah.
that I am basically responsible for.
Yeah. So we're still evolving.
Oh yeah.
You know, with it. And I think the funny thing was, I remember the first year that we sat down at the table
Yep.
to decide, you know what, let's reassess how we are splitting the finances in the household because the flow of money had changed at that
That's
point.
right.
And it was like, you know, we need to make sure that it feels balanced, that we consider who's bringing in what and how we can adjust the percentages accordingly. And we were going to say, you know, how does Jeff afford to have two women? He stays out of the finances.
It's out.
But also, he'll pretty much give all of his finances. Like, he really
Yeah.
will be like, here, just take all of mine and give me an allowance, and I'm fine.
And it works.
It does.
Great.
Yeah.
It works really well for
Yeah.
us.
That's right. What they don't know is I squirrel away a little
Of course
bit
he
too.
does. We all squirrel.
Y'all should be squirreling
She
too.
should be squirrel.
So that's finances, y'all. That's pretty much it. I think that kind of covers how we deal with it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Click on the bell so that you can get a notification when we have the next videos coming out. And make sure that you drop a comment. Let us know if you have any other specific questions when it comes to finances. Do you trust your partner? Let us know. How does that work for you?
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel also.
Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. If you watching, subscribe. Give us some love.
See y'all next time, guys.
Thanks so much for joining me, Bae and J. Bye, Tripod fam.